Sir, the prisoner has escaped in a pod. He's on his way right now to a little blue planet called Earth. Then send in the berserker. Alright, welcome if you are new. This is just for the rest of the year, there's going to be, until after December, there's going to be a theme to my channels for the holidays. So this is not my norm. But if you are new, that's just a little info, and also welcome. And please think about subscribing, and everyone else, including the new people, hit the like button. And here's a review for the big hit movie Free Guy. It is a comedy action. It was released August 13th this year. Runtime is 1 hour and 54 minutes. The director is Sean Levy. And from what I could tell he directed, and I could be wrong, but this is what I saw, is the movies such as The Internship, Night at the Museum 1, 2, and 3, and Real Steel. And here's the cast. Alright, welcome back. So, here's the plot of this. When a bank teller discovers he's actually a background player in an open world video game, he decides to become the hero of his own story. One that he can rewrite himself in a world where there's no limits. He determined to save the day in his way before it's too late. Now, I saw the trailer last year, I believe, and wasn't really interested in it. But it was really cool and a fun movie. You know, I swear the makers saw Grand Theft Auto 5 Live and Grand Theft Auto 5 mods and said, let's make this into a movie, but amp it up by 10. And let's add some other video-inspired video games and add on plot twists and a love story. Now, the quality was great, but the CGI wasn't always perfect. But oddly enough, it fit perfectly for the type of film. The comedy was pretty much exactly the same you got with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Random pop songs, led scenes, and pop culture references, which honestly was just okay for me. I loved Deadpool 1 and the Ryan Reynolds movies. They had that type of humor into it. Up until that point, I actually, didn't mind it. I actually thought it was good, but at this point, it's getting kind of overused, to be honest. It's starting to get there, and that's pretty much a lot of his movies are now. Acting was great, however, I really didn't like Taguida Waititi. He's a New Zealander, and any New Zealanders, I do apologize for the mispronunciation, because I had issues just reading it in general when I was putting it there. Him in this one, I liked him in other movies, and I think he's a good director from what movies I've seen of his, but his outfit and his over-the-top trying too much to be a hip, young, edgy person was just too much for me, and I really didn't care for the streamer Cameos. Don't get me wrong, because of the story, they needed to be in here, but at the same time, flat out can't stand Jacksepticeye and the other guy that's like a huge Twitch streamer is the biggest one. I don't remember his name. Keep forgetting about him immediately after they show him. So, it felt a little forced, in my opinion, along with some other teenager comments. But it is technically made more towards teenagers, which I have no hate for, as long as it's not made cringy, or at least in this case, the cringy wasn't that bad. And it wasn't. It was enough for me to overlook it. But overall, really enjoyed the new type of story with of course, some not new theme mixed in. Here's my rating for this film, and we'll keep going afterwards. All right, so yes, very fun movie that if you are a fan of Ryan Reynolds or a big gamer, you will like this film. Or maybe just, a teenager in general, or maybe, it just wants something to watch with your family. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about this film. I definitely really did like this film. I wasn't really into it at first, but it definitely, after 30 minutes, you start getting more and more into the story and the atmosphere of the film. Definitely the references and kind of teen type of millennial slash Gen Z type of style and jokes to it was a little bit getting overdone in some spots, but they didn't go too heavy on it. But it wasn't like a cringy movie or anything. It was just, it had that in the background. I'm almost sure because this is a Ryan Reynolds movie, they were making fun of it. So I can deal with that if they're making fun of it. But yeah, what's his face? The New Zealand director. His character was the worst in here. Out of everything else, it was fine. Everything was good. Everything was enjoyable. The story was great. It's just his character that bothers me, and the whole Jacksepticeye and God, I can't remember his name again. What is his name? I'll have his, maybe I'll care enough to put his name up here and put his face, but I forgot his name. It's like one syllable or something. But anyways, I love you all, and please stay safe, and skål.